In a previous video, I mentioned using the position sticky, okay? And let's go ahead and take a look at that property value, the sticky value. Now, with that being said, let's scroll up to the top here first. With that being said, the sticky property value will not necessarily work in all browsers, all of the older browsers. So you will have to likely use a WebKit to get the sticky to work in some of the older browsers. Okay, but still, let's take a look, because there's probably some interesting things you could figure out with this. So in the header, I'm just going to change the format here. And after header, let's go ahead and make a div like so. And inside of this, let's just type I am sticky. And we will add a class. And we'll keep this really easy to figure out. Let's just call our class sticky. It could be any name you want. We're dealing with the sticky property, so let's just keep it all sticky. All right. Okay. So now this is in the header. So what would be ideal is to go up and find our header, and after the header, let's just move this down a little bit. So after our header, let's create our rule, our class. So dot sticky, like so. And let's start off by setting the position. And our position, let's just start with the WebKit approach here. So we'll do WebKit sticky, semicolon. And then we'll do the more updated browser. So we'll do position. And this will just be sticky. And you'll notice when I'm typing this, I don't believe, let's just go back when I'm typing this, that sticky, I don't believe is showing up in our list here. So even Codepen might not be making this available. Okay, I can cycle down. I could be wrong here. Maybe it's in here. No, if I cycle through these with the arrow keys, then sticky's not here. So again, it's CSS3. It's not standardized. It's not available in all browsers. But that WebKit will get you going on the older ones. So let's go ahead and finish this sticky. And we have to call out a top, a right, a bottom, or a left position. And it's really depending on how you're scrolling your page to how this is going to work. We're scrolling up and down, so we would probably have a top or a bottom for this to work. Let's just use a top. And I'm going to say my top will be 0. Okay. So when we get to the top, our element should stick there. So we will set a width, and our width will be 300 pixels. Our height will be 20 pixels. And let's just add a background color so it's easy to see. And we'll do light yellow. Okay, and let's just, because we can, let's just do text align center real quick. So text align center. And we know that our height is 20px, so if we've centered our type horizontally, let's just center our type vertically, when we could do so easily with our line height in this case. So if we match our height and our line height, in this case 20px, then we should have our type centered vertically also. Okay, so we have a div which we've placed here. We have our class sticky, and we have some type inside, and then we have our rule where we establish the position with sticky. And now remember, you have to, we're scrolling up and down, so we're going to use a top, but you have to establish one of the coordinates. Okay, and again, it depends on which way you're scrolling. So let's save, and we will update our page, and here's our sticky right there. I probably could have done that yellow instead of light yellow, but hopefully you can see it. All right, so as I scroll, what will happen is you'll see once we hit the top, once our top is 0, then it's going to stick. Now this element is inside the header, so I'm thinking as soon as our header begins to leave the screen, then our sticky element, okay, leaves the screen. So as soon as we hit the top, it's going to stick, but soon as the parent element passes by, then it's going to go away also. Okay, so that's kind of interesting, but you could also do this. Let's copy our element. Matter of fact, let's just cut it, and we'll go above. And I left off, I probably should not have, but after width and height, let's go ahead and add margin, and we'll go 1 rem, and then our padding will be 0, like so. And I'm going to get rid of this light yellow and just go yellow. Okay, so hopefully it'll be a little bit darker. So let's save, and remember, we placed our div up above our container now. We just added a little bit of margin around it to give us some more space, and we changed our color so it's a little easier to see. So let's update. Now our element is first in the structure order. It's outside of our div. So when we go to scroll, it's going to stick as soon as we hit the top 0, but now everything should scroll past it. So it's going to behave like a fixed element, like we did in a previous video, okay? But what's different is when we scroll back up, okay, then it's going to remember where it was, okay? So you could use the sticky elements, and you might explore what you can do in your layouts with stickies. Now, later on, you can also use them with JavaScript, but again, those more advanced concepts will come in time. All right, so there you go, using the newer sticky value for our position property.